Hi, I'm a photographer and this is Inside Motorsport. In this episode, I'll take you behind the scenes of the VCARB's first filming day of the 2025 season, held in Imola on February 19th. Racing Bulls had revealed the new VCARB 02 just the day before, during the London event. So what I'm going to talk about today is the very first day on track for the 2025 Challenger of the Faenza-based team, which took place on a cloudy day with low temperatures, around 6 degrees. A filming day is a special on-track session allowed by the FIA, where Formula 1 teams can run their car outside of official testing, mainly for promotional and media purposes. While the main goal is to capture video and photo content, they also give a chance to shake down the car and to make sure everything works properly before pre-season testing, like in this case. Each team is allowed 2 filming days per season, with a limit of 2,000 km per each one, which is under 2/3 of a Formula 1 Grand Prix distance. At Imola that translates to a maximum of 40 laps. That day, alongside the VCARB 02, there was another car on track, the ep.5, the team's 2023 Challenger. The Faenza-based squad took advantage of the track available to them to give the opportunity to make experience to a young driver, who under TPC test regulations didn't have a distance limit, since he wasn't full-time driver for the team in F1. The driver in question was Arvid Lindblad, a highly promising talent from the Red Bull Junior program. This has been his first official test in an F1 car. That day at the circuit I followed the afternoon session. When I arrived, Yuki Tsunoda was behind the wheel. The Japanese driver, who had already gone out in the morning, completed a couple of short stints in the afternoon as well. When the VCARB 02 was on track with him, it was often followed by this drone, which filmed the car multiple times throughout the day. During the last lap of the number 22 I took this photo, which is my favorite of the day. He finished his track activity around 3 PM. Afterward, the VCARB 02 stayed in the garage for a while, as both a driver's swap and a number change on the car had to be done. During that time, Lindblad took to the track in the ep.4, completing 2 stints of roughly equal length, each around 8 laps. The British driver worked on race pace simulations, likely running with low fuel, and on yellow banded tires. While he was on track for the second stint, I moved towards the Gresini chicane. Not far from there, I found a spot that offered a partial view of the main straight. Through a gap between a tall tree and a small hill next to the track, I could even catch a glimpse of the final corner exit. From that point, I also had a decent view of the VCARB garage, so using my long lens, I managed to capture some of the activity inside. This was the moment when Lindblad returned to the pits at the end of the second stint, wrapping up his day on track. Just a few moments later, Hadjar left the garage for his first laps in the 2025 car. He only completed an installation lap, as he came back to the pits shortly afterwards, and stayed there for a few minutes. Once back on track, he completed a couple of stints. During those runs, I photographed the VCARB mainly from 2 spots. One was on a footbridge located between the Gresini chicane and the Rivazza. The other was a point outside the circuit perimeter, from where I could catch a glimpse of the penultimate corner above the wall that separates the track from the surrounding area. At around 4:30, the French driver returned to the pits, where he stayed for about half an hour. At that point, I went back to the same spot as before to photograph the garage activity. Hadjar had stepped out of the car, and the mechanics were working around it. In this photo, you can also see Tsunoda on the right hand side. While the car was being prepared, the 2 drivers had a brief discussion. They're quite hidden behind the brankles and the glass, but you can just make them out on the left side of the image. Around 5, Hadjar returned to the track for the final stint of the day, which lasted about 7 or 8 laps. The VCARB had used up its available 200 km just before 5:20, completing the first on-track day for the 2025 car. Although Tsunoda had been driving until the afternoon, I learned that the total number of laps completed by the 2 drivers was similar. This was because the team chose to concentrate most of the filming activity on the experienced Japanese driver, who had already completed 4 full seasons in F1, giving to Isaac a more substantial on-track experience. As a result, Hadjar's stints were longer and more continuous, with fewer breaks. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next episode, which will focus on the F1 test of Alpine and Williams that took place at Monza during the first weekend of April.